Hello and welcome back to Transport Fever 2, the UK series. Thank you very much for joining me in this particular video. And right now you find us in Macclesfield. I was going to say Mansfield. No, this is Macclesfield. You find us in Macclesfield as one of the trains on our first route is currently leaving, picking up some passengers. I'm sure I saw some passengers on the station right at the start, and heading off towards Bracknell, passing through Carnforth, which I've been told, thank you, is in the Lake District. So that's probably why I've not seen it. I've only passed through the Lake District twice in my life, so I've not actually had a chance to have a look around, and I've only stopped there once, not too far from Lakenheath, I think. Anyway, in this video, what I'm going to be doing is taking your suggestions, and one of the suggestions were to have the stations being double tracked and two platforms, so that you've got the single tracks and then you've got the passing loops on the stations, which is exactly what I'm going to do. In addition to that, I'm going to be taking a look at getting some of these public rights of way, the footpaths, the what's they called? Footpaths, bridleways, all of those, byways, that's the other one. Footpaths, bridleways and byways. I'm going to try and get them up across as much of the map as I can. Obviously we've got all the farm area that I've already built, which is going to be a bit messy, I think. So I might end up playing around with that a little bit. I'm not sure right now whether I'm going to time-lapse it or not. The putting in the footpaths is actually really easy in the areas away from the farms, but in addition to that, if I manage to get close enough or down to cities where I've not actually done the roads, I'm also going to redo the roads. So for example, places like Croydon, where I've not actually done the roads, I might end up redoing that. So make sure you stay tuned for some Transport Fever 2 UK series action and see some changes, and really I'm going to explain also why I'm doing this the way I am and how it's going to let us build this in a very British style. Okay, so we are going to begin very quickly with the whole Carnforth, this station over here, because I'm going to stick some tracks in. Now this is where things get problematic. So this is just railways. I'm just going to put track. Now I'm just going to put, what should it be? High speed tracks with limited speed. Now I'm just going to put what would they be? Not third rail tracks, not high speed tracks, standard track. Standard tracks with speed. I suppose I should just put the 125 in. Doesn't really matter. So we'll put that in there. We then need to find the platform. And I think what I'll do is I'm actually going to do a narrow platform. Narrow opposites? No. Narrow. Which colour? We're going to go for the crimson trim. Narrow, there we go. So I think that actually works. It's just a narrow platform on the opposite side. Probably makes a lot of sense. And then I like these. The fact that we can have these now, but I'm not after that. I'm after a... Now, I really do not want underpasses like that. Side entrance for a narrow platform, is that something I could use, or am I looking for... No, I'm looking for old school platform or old style platform roof. Let's see if... Oh, that's King's Cross, and it has a really high platform. Somebody did say about the platforms being kind of low on with these. It certainly seems that way. I mean, what I want to do is I would like to Oh, not build all of this. I just want some. This looks amazing, though. I am going to be using this, by the way. But this is not the kind of stuff I want. That is awesome. That is genuinely awesome. Anyway, stop faffing around with this. No. I want some bridges. I do not think I'm going to get the elevated bridges, so it doesn't matter. I'm just going to stop that there. Let's go ahead and I think it's just that one, isn't it? Yeah, it's just going to be this one. That's going to have the bit in the middle. So if I go ahead and do this. Now, how do passengers, the question is going to be is how passengers are going to get over to this particular platform. I want to see how what the game does about this. If I do that, and I do that, and then I do not configure the station, go to the line and say manage line Conforth from Bracknell. No, you're fine from Bracknell, it's from Macclesfield. You're going back in that direction. Let's see how that pans out. So you've got a signal there, got a signal there, and then you've got a signal there and a signal there. So this should, in theory, help. Let's start forwarding this and seeing what's happened. See, now we no longer have the waiting there. Oh, passengers do make their way onto this particular platform. That's fine. Okay, so whilst that's all happening, I'll move away from that. Somewhere near Barnstable. No, not near Barnstable. Somewhere near where did I do this? Yeah, Alford. There it is. So I've made these. Now these are the paths and the bridleways and things like that. Now this is just with different opacities. So that's 1, that's 0.9, that's 0.8, that's 0.6, 0.5, sorry. And obviously we also have the opportunity to have this. So these are our options. Now you can see here that the width is absolutely fine. I'm happy with the width of one of these. We do not need that. That's unnecessary at this point in time. But we do have these 3 options. I'm not sure which one to take. Now the reason being is that this would work really well in terms of it connects up to a road and it becomes, if I do that, it just becomes a narrow path, which I'm quite happy about. However, these look a lot better once you do that. So once you build these, they actually look quite nice. So I'm not entirely sure, and that's just basically dirt. That's all it is. So I'm not sure which one I should use in reality. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to start by using just the paint tool, and then I will leave it to you in the comments if you think I should use an actual road. Then please let me know and I'll go around converting them to roads. You can see here, if I move over to Lichfield, I've already put a demonstration in place of how this is going to work and how this is going to look. And this is sort of what we have. Now, I've looked at a map of the UK, the footpaths, within what we would deem this sort of size, 20 miles or thereabouts. I'm not sure how many miles across, but I think it's 25 miles long. So I use that and use that scale to see how many footpaths we have, and there are literally hundreds, if not thousands, of footpaths within that area. So I'm not going to be able to put all of them in. What I'm going to do instead is I'm going to put in as many as I can, like I just have here. And what will eventually happen, as I'm sure some of you probably have realised, is that a footpath like this, for example, might end up as, in time, as, you know, an actual road. This might end up being a road as part of the town. And that's how things tend to grow, and that's why I'm doing the footpaths the way I am, so that we have markers to say, right, this is where the road could go. Now, not all roads are going to do that. So for example, this road might end up staying right here the entire time, and you just have a footpath connecting it to the end, and that's it. And there could be a road going off here. This one might stay exactly where it is, similar to this one, or this one might end up connecting, or it might end up not connecting. So that's the sort of things that we have going for us. I think I'm just trying to work out whether or not I should do this on a time lapse, but what I'll do is let me just do a little bit off time lapse. Now, for example, one of the things I can do is I can, because of the footpath style, I can actually put a footpath right along this edge. And I am going to. And that footpath is actually going to end up going up into the hills. So I'm going to do that. And I think it's just dirt. There you go. So I'll bring this down to about 0.5. You can see there you go. We're now building a footpath. Now I could end up putting bushes along here or as whatever I wanted, but it gives this much more of a realistic feel of, that's why the farm is that shape. It's not just the forest. They didn't just trim back the forest. It's because, hello, we have one of these. Now, the other thing to bear in mind is that footpaths do not always mark the boundary for farms and things like that in the countryside. Sometimes the footpath literally goes straight through the farm and you have to deal with it. So you'll actually see footpaths with the farm, with the farms going, or the farm with a footpath going around it. And all I'm doing here is, as you can see, I'm thinking I'm going to snake it up there and connect it up to that road. I see a nice location here for it. And I'll go along here. And there you go. That's connected. There you go. That's now connected there. Now I'm probably looking at this and thinking, hang on a minute. Could probably have a footpath right up to the top, just like that. Nobody would really mind. We could also do a footpath straight through here. Now you can see, because of the forest floor, things will look a little bit strange. But I can run a footpath all the way down here. And connects up there. There you go, I'm happy with that footpath. Do I want another one? I could do another one just going this way. Just around the hill here. And I'll tell you what, how about we connect it with another footpath that runs from here? So you can see this path here, and indeed that path there. So we could have a footpath along here. And you can see just how quickly this can be done. I might leave this as a non-time-lapse thing just to show you the possibilities here, and how things can be made. And it also gives you an idea of how long some of these take to make, some of these videos. Although I guess you've already noticed how long some videos take. There you go, that connects up there, that connects there. And should we have this connecting up? I think. There we go. That looks pretty nice. So we've got additional roads, additional things there, and look, we could connect this all the way down, up that way to that particular place, or that particular road. And it's just literally as simple as this to create the footpaths and bridleways and whatever we want to call it. We could add bushes along the sides. We could do whatever we wanted. There is so many opportunities here for different types of footpaths. But you can just see how quickly that takes shape and how quickly that changes how things look. So what I'm going to do is I'm actually going to run this all the way along through here. So we're going to say the farmers behaved here, and they bought plots of land that didn't have footpaths. We could probably put some fencing or something to finalise this, but they bought plots of land where the footpaths were not getting in the way, apart from maybe this guy. Over here the footpath's going to have to do something strange, which sometimes happens, you know. The footpaths, maybe the footpath initially was an S shape or something, and they've decided to square it off, so part of the footpath disappeared, and instead you now have this, which I've seen as well on studying the maps. I've seen that, so I'm not against that style. Now obviously this is taking into account, or assuming that I'm not going to paint all of these into different colours, and I probably will not. They actually look quite nice in the greens that they are. Maybe I might change some. So that's going up the hill, and then we could just continue up the hill like this. We can have a footpath cutting straight through the forest. And where do we want to end up? Actually, I think that this is a nice place to end up. This path along here, that looks quite nice, so we could do that. So I could say, right, okay, let's snake your way through here. Obviously the path, because of the forest, the style of the forest, things might look a little bit different, but that's okay. And I'll say, look, that looks like a reasonable exit. And here we go. You just continue down. This is quite a long, old, we could say this is a very old footpath that does go quite far. There's even a tree on this footpath, right up to that junction, and so on and so forth. So you can see, there you go. So let me actually start getting some of these done in this area whilst we're playing and seeing if we can ever make any money in this game. So where am I going to do this? Well, I've got a footpath potential here. Not sure why I did that one. I think we should start up here. To start bringing some natural pathing in. There you go, there's one path. And let's see, any other paths that I could think of? Actually, yes, I'd like to have a path that runs like that. A path along the edge of the tree line, that probably would be reasonable. So we could do a path that runs. And I'll actually have this path join up, because this isn't such a large hill, so I could always have this path just join up like that. That's not a problem. We have footpaths joining up in these ways. And then here we go. I'm just trying to figure out how much I can get done without a time lapse, really. I'll tell you what, let's go into a time lapse. Let's go into a time lapse, because then I'll be able to do a lot more of this, and I'll start, the way I'm going to do it is I'll start by filling out some of these hills, all of these, and then I'll start connecting up, obviously, the problems with the farms that we've got. I'll try and fix some of those things. Look, this area we've still got open, so I'll try and do all of that. And let's just see how far I can get. So yeah, let's do a time lapse. I think that will be better for everybody. And here we are, 2 hours or so later, and this is what I've managed to do. So the first thing I thought of was I'm going to actually get the roads to go off the map, because this is pretty much a section of a much larger map. If you're looking at it, it doesn't have ocean all the way around, so we're going to have roads going off the map. So I started putting some in. That's pretty much what I started with. In fact, funnily enough, this road here I completely forgot to sort out. Should I sort that out now? Where would I want this to go? Let's say there, path, here, join onto this. There you go. That's what I'm going to do. So that's how I've been thinking about all of these, by the way. I've been looking at these and thinking, right, what's the logical path that this would take? Where would it go? Including, so it was a lot harder to do this with the place, in the places where the farmland's already done, where the borders are already placed. And the reason being, of course, is because, let's see, I could do a crossing here or something. Of course, the difficulty there is, I've already got these in place, but I think I managed to get a fair amount of them done. So if we just have a quick look, I've not done anything north of Bracknell or to the west of Bracknell, but I have managed to do a little bit south of Bracknell. So you can see right here, this was the old roads that I did. So if we follow these along, oh, I actually don't have any here. Where did I do them? Oh, this side. That's it. So we've got the old roads here and old ones, the ones that I did previously over here. And if we follow them along from here, we've got some roads there, going out there, along here, around Carnforth. If we look through here, I started cutting through the forest. I think that looks quite realistic. So we've got all these paths everywhere. I could probably put another one somewhere in here, but I've not decided exactly where I wanted to put it. I was thinking more of a cut through the middle here, but again, maybe I'll join this up like that and bring it down or something like that. It isn't finished, but there are a significant number of these pathways, these footpaths done. So you can see, for example, down here, we've got a whole bunch in. We've got all these down around the Litchfield area, so we've got all of that done. Right the way down, in fact, up to this iron mine near New Romney. I didn't go any further, I was going to, but I decided to stop about here. And you can see all this area is now done. We've got the connection up to the Barnstable Bridge. Is that Barnstable Bridge? No, it's not the Barnstable Bridge, that's the Berwick Bridge. Barnstable Bridge is up that way. We've got all of these around West Mersey as well, so you've got the roads connecting down. These will probably end up becoming actual roads. A number of these ones. I've managed to do these. These ones will probably not end up. Actually, you never know. These could end up being actual roads, given where I've placed them. You never know. And then we just have to add some more footpaths in places. And then I've done it all along the border there. Got some cuts down here, across here, along here. There's Barnstable. I've not done anything apart from this one around the Barnstable area. I would want to do more over there, but I've never had a chance. Done a couple around Atleyborough, so you can see there, and then all the way across there. Probably need another 1, 2, and then of course a bunch in this area. Oh, also did one going up this way, and this one over here. So things are looking pretty good, and I'll be honest, if I look at it, if I do that, and take a look perhaps around this area, that does look fairly realistic to how things would be. This one might be a little overkill. Maybe I'll turn that into a park. But otherwise, these look actually fairly realistic. So that is where I'm going to end this particular video. Thank you very much for watching. Please remember to hit the like button if you like this video, subscribe to the channel for more videos on Transports Fever 2, the UK series. Leave a comment in the comments box below, letting me know what you think. Don't forget to support me on Patreon at www.patreon.com/ECGadget. Your support would be massively appreciated. It would really help me out. And also, you can find me on social media at ECGadget LP for both Twitter and Instagram. that is all from me. I think a 35mm camera lens will do here. There we go. That is all from me, and I will see you next time in Transport Fever 2, the UK series.